Okay, here we go. Part 2. Wolfie. What? I got replaced already? That's it? I'm out? Wolf's in? Alright, buddy. We gotta continue. He's like, wait,
But just feel free to walk through the shot anytime you want, buddy.
You want to come up here?
But I'm sitting here.
Alright, come here. He wants to be in the video, guys, so you're stuck with the wolf.
Wolf-King is part of all of our lives. He's part of the record. He's a dire wolf. He's a real live miniature dire wolf.
Alright, part 2. So we're going to talk about the 10 songs on the record. Kind of give a little idea of where they came from or something interesting, hopefully.
Starting with kind of an interlude, a short intro piece. Anyone who was at our last 2 shows at the Sayers Club and in San Diego, that's like our intro for the show. Maybe we'll be doing that for a little while, using that for the intro. It's a couple of minutes long. Has a kind of a California ocean sound, which I recorded up in Malibu, and added these kind of vintage sequencers to just kind of create this soundscape.
Yeah, it was, I don't know, Ryan and I have been talking for a while about possibly having, some musical stuff that isn't necessarily, have vocals on it, basically. So I started tinkering around with what I call my rave station, and kind of just came up with this little thing. And so we started listening to it, and I have another one that's going to be for the next chapter called Nightlife in Neon. And it just seemed, this one just kind of came together, and it felt like the feeling of what this first chapter was with his California Noir idea, and some of the other songs Cast into the Sea as well. And so there's this obvious beachy SoCal, dark vibe. So I thought it might be cool to have some sort of a thing to start the record off, and that's where we went. So song 2, Strange Invisible.
Strange Invisible.
Started out as a song called All This From the Sky,
Played once,
which is kind of a tongue twister.
Which we actually played.
Yeah.
In the Viper Room, right?
Yeah, and then after we played it, we realized it needed to be a lot better.
Yeah.
But that it was a really cool song. We co-wrote it with our good friend Eric from Decode Radio. Eric's played a role throughout the record in just inserting cool ideas here and there that we run with, and he's a fucking awesome dude. But I think that after we saw it played live, and we sort of saw what the album needed, we went back and turned it into probably one of the strongest songs on the album. I mean, it just fucking rips. We played it at the last 2 shows, and it's probably got one of the strongest and coolest choruses that we've ever written. And it's definitely, on the chorus especially, it goes dark, it goes pretty goth, and still has this kind of heavier, kind of almost, this thing I think that Julien-K fans are good at, they want from us, which it was just natural to do on that. It's a fucking great song. It's excellent to play live, and I'm super, super happy with the vibe that we created on that song.
And then next is Photo Voltaire.
Photo Voltaire. The concept initially started with Amir with a drum beat. It changed many, many times. It was like a loop that he had, and we kind of went all these different directions with it. And I think none of us were really that happy until I was kind of marinating in the California Noir idea, this concept of our lifestyle, where we live, the way we're dressing, and the fact that I'm going surfing and doing all these weird things that shouldn't go together. And I literally, my drive to the beach every morning that I surf, I'm always listening to our music and everything, and the sunlight and everything started hitting me. And then I started thinking of Amir's always coming up with really, really great names, and how can we talk about that in a different way? And then I started thinking of all these crazy concepts, and completely twisted my brain vocally. And when I went surfing, and then I texted the guys, I said we should call that song Photo Voltaire, and then I got sparked our whole creativity, and we came back in and we changed a bunch of the music, and I came up with probably the best verse I think that I've ever sang.
The chorus is really good.
Yeah, the chorus is so good, but I mean that one on the verse, I think we really did something unique with the whole melody and everything. It's super.
Yeah, I think what's cool about it too is it definitely has some of that hardness, synthy qualities that might harken back to some of the things that I think you guys have been asking for. And
Death to Analog.
I think we have a video on YouTube where we were just starting to kind of write it, so you guys have seen a little insight into that. So then after Photo Voltaire, we go into California Noir.
Mm-hmm. Which I think everyone is now familiar with. By the way, if you dial the number in the video, if you dial the number that I'm dialing, you get to hear Analog Beaches and Digital Cities. Yeah. So that's actually on the answering machine, and we've got a bunch of you leaving messages that we're gonna play sometime for everyone. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's really
people
cool.
Trying to figure out what the fuck that is, but you can't hear it very well, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys probably at this point, after seeing the video and knowing the song, I think you guys kind of know, what it's the whole movement of what this whole, record and chapters and all this stuff is about. So I think you guys already kind of know that's where it all kind of started, where the whole concept kind of came together. So,
but it's the cool thing is that I think what people have heard so far, other than No You Can't, is kind of a lighter side of what we're doing. Mm-hmm. And even with California Noir, it's a really dark song. It's forlorn. But it doesn't sound. It sounds more pop. It sounds like more like a pop song. What you guys haven't heard
kind
right
of
now.
Dreamy.
Yeah, it's a little dreamy.
It's a little dreamy. Obviously it has its explosive parts in it.
Yeah.
But it's kind of dreamy. They're definitely the next couple songs on the record.
Yeah. They're gonna get dark.
They're a lot darker and a lot heavier. And Black Market Machines is the next song. And basically that just started. It was a riff that I was playing around with for probably a year.
Mm-hmm. On your iPhone.
Yeah, I recorded it on my iPhone, but I was just kind of jamming at home and was kind of trying to find some kind of detuned, it's all on baritone, some kind of swampy, dark riff, and that's, it just kind of came together. And then I started working with Fu on that, and Fu brought a lot of the, programming elements to really kind of take it up to that notch that we like to have, and some of the heavy
crunchy synths and
and the drums are distorted and really, really cool stuff. And then the other song that comes after that, Deep Beat Overground, was also something I started early on with you as well. It was just, I wanted something really sort of almost techno heavy, crunchy, maybe even something that sort of, again, harkens back to some of that heavy industrial kind of, I don't know what you call that, kind of, dark wave kind of stuff or whatever. And it just kind of turned into a monster, crazy, it's a very crazy song. It's definitely
disturbing.
Yeah, it's not as manic as like the technical difficulties, but it's
definitely the technical difficulties of the record.
Yes.
The thing I like about the deep beat though is that there's an anthem part of the song where we do the deep beat overground. And that's I don't want to finish the lyric for you, but it's really cool.
It's kind of the death to analog, technical difficulties kind of vibey kind of song. So I think you guys are really gonna like that. And then from there, it takes a complete turn and goes to Cast Into the Sea, which was also a song that I was kind of tinkering around. I really wanted just a song that you could play on the acoustic. And it's something that we've been kind of pushing for more and more. It's just a simple song in the sense that you can pick up a guitar and play it. So I started it that way. But of course, the album version is way more produced, and it's definitely got this very, I don't know, kind of almost Empire of the Sun kind of, I don't know what the vibe is, but it definitely has a really, it's got a nice cruise to it. It's definitely a little more on the poppy side, that track. And then after that, we go into She's the Pretender.
Mm-hmm.
Those two go really, really well together, and they're kind of, kind of brother and sister type songs. And that was a song I started with my friend Craig Williams, who's a techno DJ. And it was just a simple thing that we started, and it just kind of took off. And then Jared from the Dirty Heads helped us on the vocals. I also forgot to say that on Cast in the Sea, Len from The Crying Spell
Yeah. Mhm.
helped us on the chorus vocals on that. And he's really
There's some
really
great
awesome.
harmonies in there, but
Yeah.
they're tucked in, but they're really
No,
something.
he's in there too. Len's actually
Mhm.
singing in the background on that, which is really, really cool. Uh-oh.
Is he snoring?
He's snoring over here. He's so bored with this interview already. He just like fell asleep.
Right on the floor.
So then after She's the Pretender, we go into No You Can't.
Mm-hmm. No You Can't was that. I think that No You Can't was really, really cool in that I wrote it in the desert, where I write a lot of things. I do spend a lot of time going out to the desert and getting inspiration from that kind of that landscape, as you can kind of see by the video we just made, all that kind of California Noir stuff that comes from my brain. It's super simple and kind of like goth and kind of dark with the guitar line, and I thought that was again when we were trying to sort of write some songs that we could just play on guitar, and that I could just play and sing. And I had a chorus idea with the "You Can't Take It Away" type of feeling, and as we all just started working on it, and Amir started throwing in this like kind of funky, like disco-y kind of dark wave, cool, guitar parts and the kind of the claps and stuff that came in there, I just went, we couldn't think of what we were gonna do vocally, and it all just came out in literally one take. Like I just started singing just as naturally as possible, and really dark, and really using the natural deepness of my voice, and we just came up with a whole awesome vibe.
Yeah,
and
that song came together really quick.
Yeah, that turned the record for a hard, left into darkness. So we definitely played with that more, that kind of vocal style more on the record as well, especially on Strange Invisible, on Eviscerate, on Deep Beat. There's definitely some darker vocal style.
So we go from No You Can into Eviscerate, because it's also, sort of a dark, gothic, epic kind of way to end the record, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah, it sort of like really, I think it just really kind of closes it out in a big way. I can't wait for you guys to hear that. But
Yeah.
It was actually probably one of the first songs I started like a couple years ago. It was just a very simple bass line keyboard part. It kind of sat around for a while.
Yeah, I honestly didn't, we had some ideas with it. I honestly never thought we would get it to go anywhere, especially where it is now. It's one of the best songs on the record. I mean, the name alone should tell you what's you're gonna score. It fucking rips, and you go everywhere with this song. It's dark and moody and kind of slower in the beginning, and then it builds up to just the best. There's parts that move more. There's a chorus that's just, you're done. I mean, it's a really good chorus.
The whole song really builds to a very cool crescendo.
Yeah.
Great way to end the record.
It's really fulfilling song to hear. You just get all the buttons pressed, which I think is fucking awesome.
So it basically came together I don't know, not that long ago, right?
No.
It was maybe 6 months ago.
Yeah.
We just went in there one day, and all of a sudden the whole chorus came together.
One of the keys to that chorus was actually Marissa and Amir. We thought of a way to use a guest vocalist in a way that we've never done it before, and I think that's going to be really, really cool for people to hear. But it gave me sort of a momentum and ability and creative spark to just crack that chorus home, because we just, like I said,
It's
I'm gonna give you a lot of
something
things.
we've never done before. I think it came out really, really, really cool.
But it's one of those choruses that I think people are gonna be shouting, because if you don't understand this song, then you're fucking a dead person, because we've all been through that.
We're so goth, we're dead.
We've all been through the situation and the dreams and the outcomes that I describe in that song, and I think it's going to hit home for a lot of people. Some of it's based on this actual house, and you guys are really going to laugh when you look back at this and actually hear the song, and the things that have gone on here, and the people that we've had in our lives, and just, I think you're going to really dig it. It's definitely a dagger.
I think that about covers it.
That's it for now.
Cool.
So again, thank you. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
And I think we only have like 4 more days. So
Actually, maybe 3 when we release this.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll do one more update at the end, a video update that is. So till then, sayonara.